Hi guys, today is time to answer all your questions. Thanks for supporting my channel so much and asking all those questions. I'm trying to answer them by writing, but sometimes it's even better to show you the real answer. So one question what came up many times when I explained the turn is, what is the difference of a tilt and a pivot? You know, a reverse pivot is when you fall back onto the left side and the weight is actually going the wrong way, because it is still a turn down, right? But if you pivot back, you're falling back onto your left foot, you're actually on the way to the right and you're falling back onto that front foot, and then it will be a reverse pivot. And what is the bad thing about the reverse pivot is that you have to react on it by doing the exact other way movement, so you're actually falling back onto your back foot. So that's the problem of the reverse pivot. You see this one and then that one. So remember, the turn, even if it's down, it's always a turn down, even if it's just steep. And I said in that video, sometimes it feels more a tilt down. So the shoulder is tilting more down instead of turning, because the turn we always think in the upright position. But the reverse pivot, this is the pivot. So just to make it clear, what is the difference of a tilt down and a pivot? Okay, so this was question number one. So question number two, what does start the backswing? In my opinion, it is never the hands or the arms or the shoulder. It's a one-piece takeaway. So if you think about the turn, or everything is going into that direction, your arms are connected, your hands are quiet, the club face is stable. So this all starts the takeaway. If you want to have one movement or one part of your body maybe starting the backswing, I would always prefer a shoulder. So you say either the right shoulder pulls back or the left shoulder goes down or towards the ball, if you want to have a certain movement. But in my opinion, it's always a good thing that you start the turn in the right way and everything starts together. Then from the 9 o'clock position, then of course your arms can go up, the right arm needs to be more extended, it shouldn't go far back, but this is starting the takeaway. Keep it as a one-piece takeaway, and then everything is getting in a better place. So question number three, when to prefer an iron to a hybrid? That question was at the video when I explained when to take the hybrid instead of a fairway wood. So you always have to think, what is the ball lie wanting or asking from you? If you have a really bad ball lie, of course, now I put the ball in a divot, or if it's in a really high rough or in a high grass and you have super much grass behind the ball, you need a steeper angle of attack to catch the ball the best way you can do it in that moment. And the worse the ball is sitting down, the more you need a steeper angle of attack. So of course, when you have an iron, it's shorter and you have a leading edge. You can hit down onto the ball much better than with a longer club, because a hybrid is a long club and you always have a flatter angle of attack than with an iron. So what makes the decision easier? Just reflect on the position, how the ball is sitting on the ground. If it has a really bad lie, it is always better to take an iron than a longer club. Question number four, how long is the head supposed to stay down after the ball left? Never. Okay, the answer is never. It's absolutely nonsense to leave the head down. Just watch me if I would leave my head down. I'm pretty much breaking down my move, because the head is so important in the golf swing, because the head steers the whole movement. So if you want to leave your head down, the whole body will stop. So maybe if you look at great swings like Henrik Stenson, Annika Sörenstam, there are so many, David Duval in earlier times, they were actually really on purpose taking the head with them. Why are they doing that? Because that takes the body with you. I'm just going to demonstrate you two. One, I leave my head down. you know, I'm completely stopping the movement. So you don't want to do this. So if you want to take your head with you, of course, you don't have to leave the ball before it's even, you know, be hit. But just take the head with the ball. You know, you don't have to look around like this. You just follow the ball with your eyes. Just imagine you have a heavy ball and you want to throw it. You also would take your head with you. You don't want to have your head down. Okay, so leaving your head down, it's a mysterious saying in the golf swing. Why do some pros maybe say that? Because maybe you're just jumping up too early, or you're, you know, you're afraid to hit the ground. But in the end of the day, what's the meaning behind saying this? You should keep your body angle, right? You shouldn't go up. This is why you say leave the head down, not leave the head down through the shot. This will not help you. Question number 5. Is the turn the same turn with an iron, with a hybrid, or the driver? The answer is yes. It's just compared to your setup. You know, it has to adjust the setup. So what I mean by saying this, just look, I mean, I have my 9-iron, a short iron here. I want to bend over the ball. So I have a really down position with my upper body. I have a big body angle. My hands are down. So there, hang on, I'm just going to leave the clubs here. There, the turn will feel much steeper towards the ball than if I have my 4 rescue here, where I have to stand a little bit further away from the ball, a little bit more upright. The hands are still hanging down though, but I'm standing more upright. So of course, if I stand more upright, I don't want to all of a sudden go down as steep as I wanted, or as I did with my 9-iron. I have to adjust the shoulder turn as well to the club swing plane. You know? So you always have to imagine you have a swing plane and the shoulder plane needs to be about the same angle. You know, it shouldn't be all of a sudden super steep, because then you will certainly hit the ground. It will be super, super steep. So, I mean, of course, then you have the driver. I won't tee it up now, but now with the driver, that's the club. I'm standing furthest away from the ball. I'm certainly the most upright I am with all my clubs. So the turn always needs to be, or will still be, towards the ball with the shoulder, but the swing plane is flatter, so the shoulder plane needs to be flatter too. But overall, it's always a turn down to the ball. It's never a upturn, okay? I hope that was clear for you. So the last question was in one of my videos about the grip. You know, when I'm explaining the grip, I mostly explain it in a neutral way. You know, I said about the way the hand is hanging. For most of the people, you see 1 knuckle. Then one comment was that Laura Davis sees 3 knuckles. Of course, Laura Davis is a certainly different type of player than most of all. So I think you should adjust that grip, and especially that left hand, what kind of ball striker you are. If you're having the tendency of hooking the ball or having the club face in a closed position, then of course it makes sense to have the left hand in a weaker position. What does that mean? You grip it more from below and the thumb is going straighter down, and then you have a weaker grip. And then of course the club face will not be as shut as if you would have a grip with more turned into the hand. The right hand is always adjusting. So if you have a weak grip with the left hand, the right hand is also coming weaker. So then you certainly will have a more open club face. Vice versa, if you are having the tendency of a super open club face, there is nothing speaking against to have a little bit of a stronger grip. You just have to be careful with that wrist angle here. Then you just grip it a little bit more there and make it a little bit strong. I'm not a fan of super strong, but a little bit stronger, then of course your club face will shut easier. Okay, so as I always say, there is no one-way street. You have to know where your ball is flying mostly, left or right. Is it the club face? Ask your pro, watch your own videos you're gonna take on the driving range. Just watch your club face, because club face is always king. And the grip really is a big thing what can steer how the club position is at impact. So just vary your grip position. And just to add on that grip, there are different grip sizes. like me, I have super small grips. I need thin grips. You know, sometimes I want to have my grips even pulled longer because I have so small hands. If you are a regular size and if you have a super thick grip, what does a thick grip mean? That means that your hands are actually more busy to hold that grip, so the hand-wrist action will be less. If you want to have more hand-wrist action, you should choose a thinner grip. But be careful. I mean, the best thing is to get fitted, to have a measurement of your hand and have the fitting grip to it. But if you say, okay, my hands are not releasing enough or are just too slow for everything, just let the grip a bit thinner. But too big grips, be careful with that, because with big grips, they have the tendency that the club face stays open because your hands are too busy just holding the club. So guys, there were many questions asked and I hope I could answer them all now in a better way. Just keep on asking, just write it below the videos in a comment and I try my best to answer them. And I hope I could help you with that. Just put a thumbs up, subscribe this channel, follow me on Instagram, and I wish you now all the best and have fun practicing.